Hi everyone, this is Mr Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for tuning into my latest video. We have a client here who attended with bilateral, fully occluding, dark, wet, mushy earwax. The patient typically attends every couple of years, and the patient has got very large ear canals, and because of these large ear canal volumes, there's a humongous amount of wax inside both of his ear canals. Because the wax was a bit soft and slushy, started off with suction, but it wasn't really sucking this kind of type of consistency of wax. So I've just gone in with the Jobson horn to see if I can scoop this wax out. There's a bit of soft lateral wax right near the entrance of the ear canal that I was able to remove using the Jobson horn. And here we are again, just going back in with the Jobson horn, trying to see if I can release some of this wax. We can just see how mushy and slushy it is. In fact, the Jobson horn has made an indentation, a mark, an imprint into the wax. Therefore, I have instilled the ear with olive oil earwax drops. What olive oil generally does with this type of wax, it binds it together, similarly to an egg in a potato or fish cake recipe. It binds all these ingredients together, and it's no different with the olive oil drops that I use. And what we're doing here, we're just trying to release the wax off the posterior canal wall, so the back part of the ear canal, and also off the roof of the ear canal. I'm slowly bringing this forwards. You can see there's a bit of keratin. So keratin is another name for skin in the ear, and this keratin is at the base of the ear canal. You can see it's really glossy, especially with the oil in the ear. The wax is very dark in colour, very almost black in appearance. Therefore, we know it's been in the ear for a long time. It's oxidised. So I've released this plug of wax, and we're just slowly wriggling this forwards out of the so we're around the first bend of the ear canal now. So there's two bends. You've got the first bend about 1/2 centimetre into the entrance of the ear, and then the second bend is roughly a centimetre further. That's the patient's eardrum. It's slightly retracted due to eustachian tube dysfunction. Patient does have a few nasal problems. So just mopping up some of this residual wet earwax right at the entrance here. So we're actually not even in the entrance of the ear canal, we're just behind the tragus. So the tragus is the flap of cartilage that you can wriggle on the outer part of the ear canal, on your pinna. People can often get a piercing in the tragus, and more commonly they get a piercing in the lobule. The lobule is the floppy piece of cartilage hanging at the bottom of your external ear, whereas the tragus is a bit more of the firmer cartilage, that's near your entrance. So just into the ear canal here, just on the posterior canal wall. There's typically a blind spot here, which with an endoscope we can see everything, which is so good. With an otoscope or with a microscope, because the view is more narrow, so if you don't get the same field of view, you quite often miss some of this wax that's hiding the blind spot. Just got in with the fine end. There's just a bit of oil there, so just with the fine end, just trying to suction some of this excess oil. You can see there's a bit of staining of wax around the ear canal. Well, we're going to leave that, guys. A bit of wax is good, healthy. It's not going to cause the patient any problems, so we're going to leave that. It's just staining because of the oil. So we're onto the right side. So again, this wax, the consistency doesn't really lend itself very well to suction. So I just thought I'd give it a quick go before I put drops in. And in a moment, we're going to fill up the ear again with some olive oil earwax drops. Just soak that for a few minutes. Again, just near the entrance. Often when you use any types of drops, but particularly olive oil, you get a bit of blurring, smearing, because the wax is really soft, and when you put the endoscope into the ear canal, it can sometimes make contact with the wax and it can smear it, but we just take the endoscope out, wipe it with an alco wipe, and tip the distal end, and we can go back in. You can see there's a bit of keratin there again on the anterior canal wall. There's also some keratin, so some skin, dead skin at the base of the ear canal. And you'll see what I'm doing here. I'm just lifting this off the ear canal at the base. Now I'm going to the back part of the ear canal wall posteriorly, and with an endoscope, given the view that we get, it's so easy to do this. Again, just going to the base. You can see it's slightly buried just because of the oil, but we're going to suction that up, and I can still see what I'm doing, and I'm just trying to loosen this plug of wax. And again, the oil's had that effect. It's binded this plug of wax together. It's changed the consistency. Something that I developed a few years ago. I wasn't really trained to do that, and I thought, well, let's see what happens. I tried all different types of drops to see what's most effective, and for me, 9 times out of 10, whilst performing the procedure, if I need to use drops, I do resort to olive oil drops. There's occasions where I use sodium bicarbonate earwax drops. That's if someone's got keratosis obturans, so a medial plug of dead skin. Quite often I use sodium bicarbonate. It works more effective with keratosis obturans and dead skin. Again, I'm just trying to lever this wax. You can see it's a big, huge chunk of wax. I can almost call it a beefy piece of wax. Again, just mopping up near the entrance. And again, just behind the tragus here, this is the tragal cartilage, so we're not in the ear, just externally. It's just some wax on the posterior canal wall again. Because it's on the cartilage portion, I'm just hovering over with the Zollner suction probe. It's not going to cause the patient any problems, but because it's on the cartilaginous portion. Yeah, so the outer third of the ear canal is made up of cartilage, some muscle, some fatty tissue, and a thick layer of skin, about 1 millimeter in thickness. The cartilaginous portion, so the outer third of the ear canal, it's semi-flexible because it's made up of cartilage, and I would say it's semi-sensitive. You can apply some pressure, not too much. The inner 2/3 of the ear canal, it's a very thin layer of skin, probably less than 0.1 millimeters in thickness, so it's 1/10 the thickness of the skin that lines the outer third of the ear canal, and it's literally that thin layer of skin tightly wrapped and adhered over bone. There's no muscle there, there's no cartilage, so it's a very sensitive part, the inner 2/3 of the ear canal. And when we train our delegates, we've got a training course tomorrow, we really do stress that point. Be really cautious on the bony part of the ear canal. We don't want to cause any trauma or injury unnecessarily. Again, just behind the tragus, just mopping that up. And there's the patient's ear. It's a bit of oil. What I did actually, I just drained that patient's ear, I tilted it and it just came out. So that's all the contents of the wax on the tissue. And I also weighed the wax. It's a bit of a whopper. If you round it off, it's 0.8 milligrams. Sorry, 800 milligrams, 0.8 of a gram. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. You're all having a great weekend and you're keeping well and safe. Stay tuned, and I shall upload some more videos over the course of the next week. Bye.